back to my channel. So for today I have a really pretty simple tutorial for you guys. It is V-Day inspired, so it is more of a easy to do Valentine's Day tutorial. So I cut out a lot of the complicated stuff that maybe you're not going to have a lot of time to do on Valentine's Day. I know Valentine's Day this year falls on a Sunday, which is not the best day of the week, but if you are still planning to go to dinner or whatever plans you may have, this is like a nice, sweet, simple look to do. Honestly, this is also the look that I wear most of the times when I don't have a lot of time to do my makeup and I really don't like to focus too much on eye makeup. I really just like to focus on lashes, lips, and I do a lot of powder contouring and highlighting. I'm also going to be using the new Tarte palette. This is the Tartelette 2 palette, and I know it's not super new, kind of been out for a little while, but I was able to pick one up at Gen Beauty. They had it for a really good price, so I'm so happy I finally got my hands on it. And yeah, so if you guys want to see how I got this look, then of course just keep on watching. For this look, we're going to be starting off using the Nivea Men's Sensitive Post Shave Balm as our primer. I know, huge shocker, we're actually doing our face first before foundation, only because the eyes are pretty simplistic and I'm not too worried about fallout. Then for foundation, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation. I am in the shade W2. This is this cool little spongy foundation that L'Oreal came out with. I have so far been loving this foundation. I will give you guys a full review of it pretty soon, but just hang in there with me. That review is coming. I'm applying this with a Morphe MB30 foundation brush. Any dense kabuki brush will work really well when applying this foundation to give a nice fuller coverage. Then I'm taking Becca's Under Eye Brightening Corrector. I'm applying this with a fluffy brush right directly underneath my eyes on my bottom lashes, and then kind of tapering off towards the tops of my cheekbones to correct and brighten before going in with our concealer. I'm using Sephora's Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer, and I want to say a huge thank you to the subscriber who left me a comment on the suggestion on how to use the applicator to this. It is meant more for dotting, so I'm creating a thin stripe of dots around the bridge of my nose, a laugh line, a dot in the center of my chin, and creating a dot of triangles underneath my eye area and in the center of my forehead. I am then taking the Real Technique sponge. If you guys don't follow me on Snapchat, then you don't know that I actually went out and bought the Real Technique sponge to try once again, so I'm still in the beginning stages of trying it out, but so far so good. I don't have any complaints. So I'm going to be using this sponge, very damp and with all the excess water wringed out, and I'm going to be melting in and pouncing my concealer into my foundation. Once the concealer is melted in, I am taking my Mercier translucent setting powder and using the same sponge to pack on the powder for baking while we do our brows. Once brows are on, we're coming back and just going to be removing any of the excess powder. I am flaking this off with the Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush. This is part of their new line of brushes, which I will talk about in a later video because I am obsessed with them. I'm using that same brush to pick up the cream color from the NYX Highlight and Contour Kit and setting my under eye area, center of my forehead, and basically anywhere else that we had baked. I'm then taking the Graftobian bronzer in the shade Medium, and with a Luxie 520 tapered face brush, I'm going to be applying this to the tops of my cheekbones, all the way across my forehead, along my hairline, tip of my nose, and center of my chin. I'm then taking the color Sculpt from that same NYX palette and using the Luxie Pro Precision Face 680 brush. I'm going to be running this along the hollows of my cheek, and I'm also going to be touching this on my temples and along my jawline, and also using the very side of it to do a very soft and slight nose contour. For highlight, I am taking Maryloumanizer by the Balm Cosmetics, and on a Bobbi Brown eye blender brush, in circular motions, I'm going to be placing this on the tops of my cheekbones, then switching over to a smaller eyeshadow brush to dust this along my cupid's bow, center of my chin, and down the bridge of my nose. For blush, I am taking Tarte Cosmetics Exposed Blush, and on a Luxie angled brush, I'm going to be just dusting this in backward circular motions across my cheekbones towards my temple. Since our face is done, I'm going to be spraying with my Maybelline setting spray, and then for the lips, while that is drying, I'm taking Ofra's liquid lipstick in Manhattan, which is a nice muted mauvey berry, and I'm loving it. Now for the eye look, we're going to be priming our eyes with the Benefit Air Patrol Eye Primer, and on a fluffy brush, just spreading this evenly across our entire eyelids. I'm then going to be taking whatever leftover powder on the setting brush we use underneath our eye area. And then the first shade we're going to be using is Smarty Pants from the Tartelette palette. And on a Luxie blending brush, I'm going to be placing this from the outer V of my eye, blending it all the way to the inner C. Then with the same brush, going in with the color Jet Setter, I'm going to be applying this again from the outer V, pushing it halfway into the crease and then halfway into our lid space. Then with an Anastasia blending brush, I am taking the color Rebel and only focusing this on the outer V, and again blending this halfway into our lid space. Then with a more precise blending brush, I am taking a little bit of the color Leader and just focusing this on the outer V, winging it out slightly. Then for a little bit of cleanup action, I am taking a little bit of Charmer and a fluffy brush and running this along the very edge of our shadow. A quick tip for you guys in case you have some light cleanup to do. Then before placing the shade Funny Girl, I'm taking whatever is left over on the brush we used to press on our eye primer and starting from the inner C to about halfway onto our lid to create some tackiness. I am then going to be sliding over the shade up into the crease area and then blending it into our outer V. Then with the flat definer brush, I am taking the color Activist and pressing this along my bottom lashes, then smudging it out with Leader, and then with the pencil brush using our crease colors to further smoke this out. I'm then going to be applying mascara to my top lashes, also my bottom lashes as well before going with our falsies. This is the Smashbox X rated mascara. For falsies, I'm using the 615s from Salon Perfect doubled up. Once these are applied, the look is now finished, and this is your sweet, short, simple Valentine's tutorial. I think it has enough glam and drama for any kind of Valentine's date, whether it be Galentine's or if you're going to be with your loved one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, let me know, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.